Hello viewers, welcome you all back to our channel. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for the support that's being provided to our channel, and also I would like to request people to like our videos in case you are in love with our contents. So please feel free to like our videos and subscribe our channel. Right, let's get into today's video. In today's video we are going to build a menu planner, and this is for weekly basis. So by the start of week you can actually plan your weekly menu, and you can see how many dishes are getting repeated over the week, and also you can plan to get your shopping list. So the concepts that I am going to use for this video are dynamic arrays and Power Query. Don't worry if you are not aware of both the concepts. I'll be explaining them in detail in this video. And in case if you are completely new to Power Query, I suggest even the beginners to watch the video, because that gives you a fair idea on the capabilities of Power Query, and you will get to know what all can be achieved using Power Query. Right, so I'm going to make this video in parts. In part 1, that's the preparation phase, I'm going to prepare this catalog and then the menu, the weekly schedule template. And in part 2, we will learn how to get the selected dishes getting populated in this table. In part 3, we will cover the shopping list. In shopping list we will be much dependent on the Power Query. Right, so let's get into the part 1. The first thing that we need to do is to build a menu for us. So a menu that looks something like this. So what actually a menu means, it contains all the dish name and along with the ingredients that are used for the dish. And I am going to build this data structure in a Excel table. So let me maybe I will just start with the easier one, that's pizza. Okay, so let's go here. Let me just copy this menu catalog. So I have pasted this. Okay, let me use source formatting. Right, now I'm going to create a table to hold the dish name and the ingredient. So I'm going to use all the dish names as the header. Pizza, so what a pizza needs: crust, cheese, and mushroom. Okay, so it's a mushroom pizza. Alright, so now just let me select this, select all the cells, press Ctrl T. That helps you to create a table. Right, so now we got the table. Let me just give a better design for this table. Maybe let's go for yellow, and I'm going to name this table as menu. Alright, so now we can actually we can add a few more columns to this. Maybe let's try adding dosai. All we need is just batter. Right, what else let's try to add sambar rice. You can notice one behavior here, that is the table expands automatically and it grows both vertically and horizontally automatically. So what are the things we need? Tur dal, what else? Tomato, small onion, and masala. Tomato, small onion, let's say masala. Now the table has grown vertically as well. Okay, right, so we got the table. Okay, maybe let me modify the color. Just have a look. I have zoomed this for you. let me just give a better color for this table. Let's use right, and let me remove the filter button. So now I have my menu table. So this actually going to be my catalog. Let me do one thing. Catalog. Let me rename the sheet as catalog. Right, now I'm going to add other menu items as well to this. Let me quickly copy and paste the other items. Just copy and let me paste them here, and let me select I think it's not source formatting. Actually it should come as table. Let's just let me just quickly add this. So now I have included them all. Alright, so I think let me redo this. Just paste, use destination formatting. Let me use just paste values. Let me just paste the values alone. Then let me quickly expand the table to the right and to the bottom. Right, so it keeps growing. Okay, so as you type, since I have just copy pasted this, I have used this method to expand the table. I hope this is clear. And this sheet is named as catalog. Now I'm going to add one more sheet, and that's going to be called as weekly planner. So this sheet is where we are going to manage our schedule. So what are we going to add in this sheet? Days, then breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner. Okay, I think I have last time I have made a mistake by adding supper and dinner. Some of my friends has pointed this out, so let me correct the mistake this time. Just paste this. Okay, keep source formatting. In case if you don't know how to okay, I have nothing. I have just used this merge and center technique here. I have actually selected 5 columns and then merged, and then I have put them into center. Day, breakfast, lunch, and then let's say snack, and then dinner. Alright, so I'm going to convert this again as Monday to it should be Sunday. So if we just drag and drop, that gets added automatically. Now let's do one thing. Let's select this, Control T again. I'm going to convert this as a table. Alright, let's go to the table design tab and then unselect this filter button. Let me name this table as schedule. Right, so and let me give a better design for this table. Let's use red color again. Alright, so we got the table where we are going to do the planning, and the next and we also have the catalog. Now we have to bring in all the catalog details, I mean all the things all as drop down here. So let's see how to do that. So as of now we are almost done with the preparation. Okay, as part of preparation I am also going to add 2 more sheets. So let me just name them for now. One sheet is called a shopping list. Let's have it empty until we reach the third part, and then the other sheet is called as kitchen. This is where all the action is going to happen. So let's move this. Let me have catalog here. Right, So that's it about the preparation for now. Let's move towards the menu planning for the first week. Okay, so we are now clear with the preparation phase. Now let's head into the kitchen. So in this sheet I am going to add a small data structure. Okay, I'm not going to add a table here. I will also show you the trick of how to use the table, but now it's going to be the free cell, okay, free range. So let's add this dish, okay, name, and then selected count. Alright, so now I need all the dish name and the selected count. Assume we may get up to 50 or 60 dishes, okay, because I hope even 50 or 60 would be the maximum range for anyone to have in their menu list, unless it's in hotel. So let me just give a shade. Let me just shade this, and then let me add a background. Sorry, let me add a border up to okay, let me add up to 60, not an issue. Okay, so head into here and then add all borders. So this seems to be fine. Now I'm going to add a formula here. Here I'm going to use the dynamic array equal to so where do we have all the items? It's in the menu table, menu of hash headers. Just add hash headers. Just see what you get out of this. You get all the items, okay, but problem is they all fall in the columns. Now we need them in all the rows. I'm going to transpose this. Just add transpose in front of the in front of this. Okay, so I hope it's perfect now. Okay, I hope you can understand this. Okay, even if you want to get the values in the alphabetical order, you can actually sort this. Okay, sort the array, then sort index, then order. Let's sort this by ascending. Okay, we don't have anything to add there. Okay, now we got the values in the ascending order. Since we have just 10 items, okay, we have up to 10. So why? Okay, how did I confirm this is a dynamic array? Because if you could just see this range, only the first cell contains the formula, I mean in the black color. If I just move below this, here the formula turns completely gray color. Okay, so that ensures that the formula is actually using the dynamic array. Now I'm going to record the count to which actually the items are selected. Now let's see how to do this. Before that, I need to add the drop down values. Okay, so here I need to get the drop down list of all the available menus. How to do that? Now let's go to data. Okay, just go to data validation. Just add as list. Now in the source, just keep the cursor there, go to kitchen, just select here and then just press hash. So that gives you the entire drop down list. I hope this is clear. Okay, when you want to get the a dynamic array in a drop down list, just select the first reference and then add hash next to that. Okay, so let me give okay. So that gives you the drop down. Now I got drop down values in my weekly schedule. Now let me just slightly expand the column. Let me increase the column width. Maybe let me just give it a 7. Okay, 7 actually shrinks. Let me make it 15. Okay, that seems to be better. Now here I'm going to add another table kind of structure, which is going to be similar to this, very pretty similar to this dish name, and then selected count, dish name, and then selected count. Right, so here so I will tell you the difference what I mean between both the dish name and selected count, but just have a look here. Let me again give borders and then add, okay, not this, sorry, I mean just for the first 2. Okay, let me add all borders and then give a dark color. Okay, this seems to be better. Let me again let me remove all the grid lines. Actually I don't need the grid lines. Okay, that gives a better and clear view. I'm going to apply a formula here. So assume I select something here. Okay, maybe dosa and pizza for the lunch. Assume I selected pizza. Now I want how many times I have selected dosa and how many times I have selected pizza here. Now I'm going to apply a formula here, equal to count if which range needs to be counted. I need this range to be counted, comma, value must be equal to this value must be equal to the dish name. Criteria should be this. Okay, right, so I'm going to apply this formula. Alright, so actually when we go for the dynamic arrays, it's better to have all these formulas. Okay, till then just if you just drag and drop, it copies formula till the end. Okay, I'll show you. Let's see if a method is correct. Let me unhide kitchen. Okay, alright, so we are going in the right way. Now it says we have dosa one time and pizza one time. Now assume I add pizza for Wednesday dinner as well. So here value of pizza gets, okay, 2. Super. Now I'm going to I'm going back to the sheet. I'm going to add a formula here. The formula is simple. I'm going to use a formula called filter. Remember, this formula will be available only from Excel 2016. This formula will not be available in the previous versions because this uses dynamic array. Dynamic array concept was introduced from Excel 2016. Hope that's clear. Now I'm going to select these 2, filter the array is in kitchen sheet, select A and B columns. What all needs to be included? So we are going to include only the items whose value is above 0. Okay, so I'm going to write 2 conditions here. So for first condition, kitchen BB value is greater than 0, and for second condition. So if you want to add more conditions, you should use a multiplication symbol here. Again, kitchen BB is not equal to this selected count. I hope this is clear. Okay, so that gives me only dosa and pizza 2. Now let me add one more value here. Okay, so automatically it gets added here. So that's the benefit of dynamic array. It generates the array dynamically with no need to refresh. That's the basic difference between a dynamic array and a Power Query, which we will see in the next part. So it's fairly simple. I hope you understood this. Now at times you may end up in errors. So how to handle those errors? So let's say if error value if error should be nothing. Okay, so that it looks like it gives you the same value, but actually even if you get a error value, it converts the error into a empty value. So I hope it's pretty clear. We can add more menus. Okay, chicken with honey, okay, infused Greek yogurt, or we can use maybe let me add pulled barbecue chicken. Right, so that's pretty clear now. I think I hope I have made the point clear. So what we have done was, we have just initially we added the data validation using the dynamic arrays. For that, in kitchen we added this table kind of structure. Then here we have added sort of transpose menu headers, and then here we have added a formula to count the number of occurrence within this range, within this particular range. Okay, again we have filtered this. See, this is a superset. It contains all the dishes even with the value as 0 occurrence, but we are filtering this entire array, and we are looking for two conditions. Value should be above 0, and it shouldn't be the selected count, which is nothing but the header. Okay, and we are filtering out the items which are just picked into this schedule. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let's move towards the shopping list. Okay, so I will get back to again we will see a trick, okay, on Power Query in the next part. Okay, so let's move to the next section, that is to generate the shopping list. For the people who have questions on the previous section, you might have thought actually we generate a interim list here, and after that we generated a filtered list out of that. People who might be thinking that can't we do this in a single step? Yes, it is possible. Since we just use the formulas, we can straight away use the formula inside this. We don't even need to go for the filtering option, but I have explained it this way so that people will be able to understand the logic. Right, so now let's look into the shopping list. If you look into the shopping list, so this is my existing template. So assume I add something like chicken with honey infused Greek yogurt. Now what I need is, when I refresh this, I should be getting all the required items for this shopping list, okay, for the chicken menu. So how can we do that? So let's start this. Maybe for your understanding, I have clearly explained this in 5 steps. We have 5, okay, we are going to do 5 separate steps to complete this task. Step number 1, get all dish names. let's go back to our workbook. So here we have the catalog. So first step is get all dish names. Now for the first time I am going to land into the Power Query. You can find the Power Query under data, get data, right? So now click on from other sources, from table or range. Now this loads a separate window, and this is called as Power Query window. Okay, now I'm going to do, so just follow these steps. Use header as first row. Now what happens is all the dish names, okay, pizza, dosa, sambar rice, everything gets moved to the first row. Now just get here and then transpose. So when you transpose, all the dish names gets collected in the first column. Now go to home, remove other columns. So I will be getting retained just with the first column. Now I am going to mark this as available dishes. Alright, so we are let me give a different name to this query also. Available dishes without. Right, now I am going to close and load this query. So give close and load to, and instead of giving new worksheet I am going to use existing worksheet. I am going to place the results in the kitchen. Okay, I am going to place the results in the kitchen worksheet. Let me click OK. So this gets executed and it gives me the results in this particular sheet. So here I got all the results: pizza, dosa, sambar rice, everything. Okay, and this is again so even if we add one more menu item to this, it can be so it works automatically. It won't be it just requires a query refresh. Let's add sandwich. Let me check if we have sandwich already. We don't have sandwich. Let me add sandwich. Sandwich, bread, peanut butter. Sandwich, bread, peanut butter. Now I'm just going to refresh this query. Either you can open the data menu and you can refresh the query, or you can just click on the table, right click, and then give refresh. So sandwich got added automatically. So that's the benefit of Power Query. It's really quick, and it saves you learning more formula. If you would like to do the same operation with the help of formula also, it is still possible, but I didn't take you that way because people who feel comfortable with the Power Query, they normally don't prefer formula, but this is the formula method. If you would like to take all the header information into a menu of headers into the table, this is the formula, but I just skipped this formula section for this particular example. So we have used Power Query to take the list of all available dishes. Okay, so now we are going to write another Power Query. Okay, so now let's go back to Power Query window. So it should be navigated through data again, data, queries and connections. Now I'm going to make a copy of this query, duplicate, just rename this query all dishes, right? So I have renamed the query, and instead of saving this in a Excel sheet, I'm just going to create connection only. So it asks me for this option, just give only create connection. I'm not going to save the output to any worksheet. So it just stores the data only in the cache memory. Now I'm going to write a new. So now let's go back to catalog. Now I'm going to write a new query. This is to get all the ingredient item from table. So here I got the values. Now let me do something. Now I need to merge everything. Okay, I'm just going to merge everything all together. So just copy, just give Control A and select everything. Right click anywhere, merge columns. Okay, so I'm going to merge with the separator. Maybe let's give semicolon. Merge, let me give the name as merged column. Right, see here actually you need to notice one important point. Actually this is going to be one of the most important section of this tutorial. If you look into this Power Query, what it says, table.combine column. So it says that it has combined all the columns into a single column called merged column. But what you see here is, here you must be able to see all the column names. Okay, pizza was a column name, dosa was the column name, sambar rice, all the column names are hard coded. I will tell you what happens, okay, if this is the case. Okay, problem with this type of query is, when you go for this type of query, assume you add a new dish called chicken sandwich. Even if you get a new dish added to the main catalog, it will not reflect here, since all the menu items are hard coded in this list. Instead of this, we need a dynamic list. Okay, just delete this part and use all dishes. So when we use all dishes, it gives the output of previous query. So that's the most important point. Just type okay, it says we can't convert the value of type table to lists. Okay, fine, let me just go back here. Let me just select this and we have an option to convert to list. Yes, it got converted. Now it is named as all dishes. Okay, now let's go back here. Okay, so now the query is working. It says okay, now we got a merged column. Now I'm going to add a custom column to this. Okay, so this step is over. Now let me add a custom column, and I'm going to name this as list ingredient list, and I'm going to write a small formula here, text dot split okay, text dot split text. Okay, which one to be split? This column, comma, and what is the separator? It should be semicolon. Now just let me give okay. So each value, okay, so crust, batter, everything, okay, whatever you have here, it is a string which is converted into a list. So in the bottom you will be able to see the values, crust, batter, tur dal. Okay, same way it's a string, and when you click here it gets converted into a list. Now just have this remove other columns. I don't need the other column. Now here we have all the so we can actually extract the values, expand to new rows. Let me try this. Okay, so that's good. So now we got all the values here. Now I'm going to do little cleanup because we have these empty rows in between. Let me do little cleanup. Group by ingredient list. So I have just added a group by, and also let me remove now let's do one more thing. Let us also remove the empty values, blank. I don't need the blank value. Good. Now let's also add some standard case to the text. So here it will be format, capitalize each word. Okay, so I have capitalized each word, right. All good. Now let us export this to the different page. Okay, so I think I don't need the count here. Let me just remove this count. So what actually, why did we do the group by? Because there were some cases, okay, garlic had multiple repetitions, so we have actually made it as single. So when we do group by, it retains only the unique values. So and I don't need the count that I receive out of this. Remove column. So let me remove the count. So now I have the superset of all the ingredients. So this is what we were actually looking for. Now let me close and load to. I'm going to load this information to a sheet, existing worksheet. Let me again go back to my kitchen. Let's choose F. Alright, so let's paste the information here. So 58 rows loaded, which means that we have 58 ingredient items. Alright, so now we are going to do another activity here. Now I am going to extract all the selected dishes. Here we have dosa, pizza, penne beef ragu, then pulled barbecue, chicken buns. So I'm just going to create a mini catalog. So this is what I have mentioned here. Create the temporary catalog with the selected dishes alone. Now how to do that? So let me just stick to me. Let me remove the grid lines. Actually I feel disturbed with the grid lines. I'm going to create a small table kind of structure, something like this. I'll show you something like this. Okay, I'm just going to create a small table kind of structure, but I'm going to do this and I'm also going to write some formula. So this time there will be little manual intervention where I'm going to drag the formula. So what this is how the formula goes, equal to, so let's go back here. Okay, so here I'm going to write another Power Query. I'm just going to write another Power Query, and this Power Query will fetch me all the selected menu items alone. Okay, it just ignores all the other items. So this is how it goes. From table. So it opens the Power Query editor window. Now I just don't need the day items, so remove column. So I have removed the first column. Now I'm going to merge all these items. Okay, here I am going to exactly use the same technique that we have used in the previous Power Query. There we have after removing the necessary columns, there we have merged the columns. So here I have merged the columns again using the semicolon, but there we have used a dynamic parameter, but here actually since it's just going to be breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner, I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, then added a custom column which again converts all the items into list. For example, in this case we have dosa and pizza, so we have got dosa, pizza and then two blanks. Here it should be blank, then roasted salmon. So that's how we create a custom column, then remove the other columns, and then I have expanded this column, and then I have grouped this all together, and then just filter the non-blank values. So this is what we need, and I have also renamed this query as selected dishes. Now I have just already loaded this in the shopping list sheet. So here we got the list of selected dishes along with the count value. So what's the major difference between this previous solution and this? So here also you will be able to see the selected items along with the count, and here also you have seen the selected items along with the count. And the only difference is the first solution is completely dynamic, whereas the second solution requires a manual refresh. For example, let me select one more item here. Let's select sweet and sour stale chicken. Now when I have selected this, I got this added immediately here, whereas if you look into this list, okay, you can't find the sweet and sour chicken, so you have to manually refresh this to get the item added here. So I hope that answers the question. Now let's get back to the part where we have left. So here we have got the, so okay, so maybe I will just rewrite this formula. Here we got the list of selected dishes. Now I am going to use this table equal to so just see what happens if I just write this selected dishes. I'm just using this table and then selected dishes list. See, I got all the values populated in the row as dynamic array. Now I'm going to use this transpose function, one of my favorite function. So when I have used the transpose function, it has actually transposed the values into, from rows to columns. Now I'm going to write a formula here, and that formula is going to fetch me all the ingredients for the values that are present in this set. Again, see, we are going to play around with the dynamic arrays, and we are going to use something called indirect function. So usage of indirect is a little tricky, but let's see how to do this. So I'm going to use filter of what needs to be filtered. I need to filter the out of menu array. I need to filter this. Okay, so maybe instead of this, what we can mention is we can say menu, filter menu of. So what needs to be filtered out of menu? So filter indirect. I would suggest you to just watch out the formula, little tricky formula, and this cell and let me close this. That's it. I think yes. So indirect of this array, comma, what needs to be included? I am going to include only if the values are not equal to 0. Indirect, again menu, and this value, I mean this cell reference. So what happens when we give indirect, instead of, so it will actually dynamically resolve the reference into the value. So in place of kitchen of h1, it replaces the value with dosai. Okay. Not equal to 0, comma, right. Let's close this. 1, I think. Done. Perfect. That was an bullseye attempt. So I will explain you what I have done here. Filter, so what this first argument stands for, indirect of menu kitchen h1, is nothing but in this place indirect of menu. So this is the menu table. Among this, it looks for the value kitchen h1 has the value called dosa, so it looks for dosai, and then it picks only if the value is not empty. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more thing. I'm going to just extend this formula till the end of this range that we are going to use. Okay, so for pizza it is crust, cheese and mushroom. Okay, before extending this, I'm also going to do one more thing. I'm going to add the case values for this proper. So when you use this proper formula, it resolves all the case issues, right? And now just have a look into this. Let's see what happens if we expand this formula to the empty column. So here we get the error message. So we must handle this. If okay, so if this value is not equal to empty, then apply this formula. Otherwise, just leave it empty. Okay, let's see if this works out. Okay, so that works out. That's good. Now I'm going to just extract this form, extend this till the n. Perfect. So now for each item I have got my ingredients item. I'm just going to do one more thing just for the ease of our accessibility. I'm going to rename this range of cells as, I will also show you where to go and rename this. Go to formulas and then go to name manager, then give a name for this. Selected ing. I'm going to use this references ra. Alright, so perfect. Now we got this value. Now I'm going to add a new column here called count. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to count how many times crust is present in this range. Equal to count if range, it's going to be selected ingredients underscore raw, that's the range, comma which value? I'm looking for the crust value. Perfect. So we got all the values as well. Let's see, bell pepper, it says I need two quantities, one is here and the other one is here. Okay, so I think yes, till now it works perfectly fine. Now we have approached the final part of this video. Now we are going to generate the ingredient list, final ingredient list. Okay, and we are also going to use quantity. This is going to be the shopping list that we look for, and I'm going to write the formula as filter. So actually today we have extensively used the formula called filter. Okay, so I'm going to use the entire data of this table. I would say use menu. Okay, let's use the data, comma, include menu underscore 2, which one, count is greater than 0. Perfect. So we have filtered the final list, okay, which contains count as 0. Now let's just give a good color for this, and let's give border. So that gives us the final shopping list. So now let's see if this works perfectly. Let me add, apologies, so let me add one more item, chicken with honey infused. So here we got the value added. Now I need to, so let's see what is there. Chicken with honey infused, courgette. I think till now we don't have any use of courgette in our ingredient list. We can even check that here. Let's see. Okay, so value is currently 0. Now I am going to refresh all the queries. So once I have refreshed, I got the value as 1, and I hope it gets added here as well. Perfect. See, if you want to get this, okay, if you want to get this in a perfect sequence, just use sort by. Okay, sort by array, or you can use actually sort is enough for this. Sort, comma, sort index I think not required. Let's use ascending. Perfect. So we got the values added, sorted in the ascending order. So we have actually created the menu planner which we are working for. So the first part that involves this dish menu planner alone, that is really simple. It will not take much time, but we had little complexity only with the shopping list generation. I hope you would have enjoyed this video, and I hope you would have learned something out of this video. Sorry for the lengthy videos, but actually the content demands this. Okay, because this initially when I have built this, it took me close to 4 hours. Okay, so I hope you will be
definitely learning something out of this. Let's see more Power Query videos in future. Please, please, please like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.